It's such garbage.
Yeah.
But I think once the titles get stripped, you know, I think Harry's done.
The royal fairy tale may be on the brink of a brutal ending, and it all hinges on two words: royal title. Sources close to the chaos are sounding the alarm. If Prince William decides to officially strip Harry and Meghan of their remaining royal status, Meghan Markle is ready to walk. No title, no marriage. The bombshell comes straight from Meghan's estranged half-brother, Thomas Markle Jr., who just reignited the firestorm in a headline-grabbing TalkTV appearance. According to him, Meghan is keeping one eye on Harry and the other on the crown. If that royal shine fades, she's allegedly done playing duchess or wife.
And I think it's pretty much, I think it's going to happen. I think what's going to happen, because the threat of William taking the titles away.
Thomas didn't mince words. He's convinced Harry is no longer the man the world once adored. Since marrying Meghan, Harry has lost himself and public sympathy. The charming prince who once had hearts melting across the globe is now being seen, even by family, as a shadow of his former self.
And I do believe, you know, Meghan is driving this whole caravan for him. He is so stressed out. You can see it in his face. Despair.
And Meghan, she's reportedly watching closely, weighing her options, and staying calculated. But this time, it wasn't just Thomas firing shots. Host Kevin O'Sullivan also turned up the heat, pointing to Meghan's ruthless pattern of cutting people out. O'Sullivan laid it bare. Meghan has already severed ties with her father, her sister, and her brother. Now, the question everyone's suddenly asking: is Harry next on the chopping block? Thomas slammed Meghan and Harry's endless attacks on the royal family, calling out their hypocrisy for seeking forgiveness now that public favor has turned. After burning bridges, mocking the institution, and dragging the monarchy through the mud, the couple's image has tanked. And according to Thomas, they're now crawling back only because their popularity is in the gutter.
I don't think I'll probably ever talk to Meghan again. I think Meghan is on her last leg. Her popularity is in the gutter. Of course, in my opinion, from what I see.
But don't expect Prince William to play nice. Thomas said that if his own wife had been treated the way Meghan and Harry treated Kate, especially during her illness, he'd do the same. The royal rift isn't just with the palace anymore, though. It's creeping into Meghan and Harry's own California kingdom. In 2024, whispers of tension between the Duke and Duchess of Sussex reached a fever pitch. While publicists downplayed it as career growth, insiders and royal watchers were calling it what it looked like: a battle for the spotlight. Meghan and Harry, once inseparable and united in their post-palace brand, were rarely seen side by side, and that silence was louder than ever. Meghan was busy pushing her high-gloss lifestyle brand and dazzling on red carpets, including a glitzy appearance at a star-studded gala for the LA Children's Hospital.
And Meghan.
Meanwhile, Harry was going solo, flying across the world on charity missions and making TV appearances. But here's the thing, they hadn't been photographed together in quite a while. Not even a blurry, tabloid-snapped paparazzi special. Royal commentator Kinsey Schofield put it bluntly: she's trying to upstage him, he's trying to upstage her. And honestly, it shows. Then came Harry's 40th birthday. Reports from Radar Online say he spent it with friends, while Meghan was nowhere to be seen. Now sources are claiming the Sussexes are preparing for a quiet, calculated split, not with divorce papers just yet, but with a clear blueprint for living separate lives. Still, their inner circle is scrambling to patch the cracks. Friends insist there's no trouble in paradise, just two driven people on different tracks. But the fairy dust is fading, and the cameras aren't lying. As Meghan and Harry's twin-track lives pull them further apart, trouble is also brewing across the pond. And it's not just about love. It looks like the public is ready to slam the door shut on the Sussex circus once and for all. The latest spark is Harry's tone-deaf gripe fest with the BBC, where he aired yet again his fractured royal woes on the same day he lost his appeal for taxpayer-funded security. Safe to say, the timing was awful. Why on earth should we pay for this? Questioned one furious Londoner. Speaking to the Post, he chose to leave. Want security? Stay put. It's that simple.
Can you imagine quitting any job and assuming you are going to still get the perks of that job?
The public isn't just rolling their eyes anymore, they're demanding action, and the numbers don't lie. A whopping 97% of voters in a new Express poll say King Charles should strip Harry of his title.
Well, that interview sparked widespread backlash, with a new poll revealing a majority of Brits want to see Harry stripped of his HRH.
Even previous polling from Find Out Now painted a dire picture. Only 36% of Brits support Harry keeping his Duke status. The remaining 64% are rallying behind King Charles, who's under mounting pressure to make it official and cut the cord. And just when you thought the royal drama couldn't get any crazier, Meghan Markle's secret HRH scandal makes headlines. Despite the couple's very public Megxit and the agreement to drop their royal titles in practice, it seems the Suits-turned-Sussex star just can't quite let go of that crown sparkle. In 2024, fans caught something shady tucked inside a luxe gift basket sent by Meghan to her billionaire bestie, Jamie Kern Lima.
But also because last week it was revealed that Meghan's been using this HRH in a private capacity. There was a with compliments slip given to a celebrity friend of hers.
Hidden among the posh jars of strawberry preserves was a card signed with compliments of HRH, the Duchess of Sussex.
Jam, and there is jam in the basket of this literal photo that exists with the HRH title splashed across a postcard.
Meghan, who officially agreed to stop using the HRH, aka Her Royal Highness title, after stepping back from royal duties in 2020, appears to have slipped it in any way, not in a press release, but in a handwritten note, privately sent and now very, very public. The photo of the card went viral fast, setting off alarm bells across social media and, reportedly, within the royal halls of Buckingham itself. Still, sources close to Meghan scrambled to downplay the drama. They insisted the use of HRH was a personal touch on a private note, never meant for the spotlight. The Duchess, they say, wasn't trying to stir up controversy. She was just signing off as she once did, pre-palace exit, but not everyone's buying it. Royal watchers were quick to pounce, calling the move a brazen breach of the deal she and Harry struck with the late Queen Elizabeth. After all, HRH is more than a set of fancy initials. It's a formal designation, one tied to active service within the firm. And Meghan and Harry walked out of the palace, stage left, 5 years ago. Now, with tensions already sky high, from divorce whispers to title stripping petitions, this small note may be the latest match tossed onto a very dry pile of royal kindling. The royal circus just keeps spinning. And now, across the UK, frustration is bubbling into outrage. Meghan and Harry's 2021 sit-down with Oprah Winfrey didn't just shake the royal walls, it cracked them wide open. Many considered this their most explosive and far-reaching social justice intervention. The Sussexes lit the fuse on a global reckoning about racism, colonialism, and the deeply rooted traditions of the British monarchy. The most jaw-dropping moment, though, was Meghan's revelation that unnamed royals had concerns about how dark Prince Archie's skin might be.
He's not going to be given a title. And also concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born.
That single quote reverberated like a cultural earthquake. He won't be given security. He's not going to be given a title, Meghan said, adding that it was all tied up with the question of skin tone. The shockwaves hadn't even settled when Prince William and Princess Kate touched down in the Caribbean in March 2022 for what royal watchers now dub the Disaster Tour. Meant to be a goodwill visit marking the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, the tour instead looked like a throwback to colonial spectacle. Images of Kate and William standing in a Land Rover, waving to school children of color through a chain-link fence, only reinforced the optics of division and superiority. Protests erupted in Belize, Jamaica, and the Bahamas. Critics pointed to the timing and tone-deaf staging of the trip as proof that the firm still hadn't fully grasped the conversation Meghan and Harry had ignited. But just when you thought the royal roller coaster had hit its peak, Prince Harry dropped another bombshell. In a raw, emotional sit-down with the BBC, the Duke of Sussex opened up from his California home about a desire few expected to hear. He wants a reconciliation with the royal family.
Now, in an exclusive interview with BBC News, Prince Harry has said he is devastated about losing his latest legal challenge over the security he receives when he's in the UK.
But it's not as simple as it sounds. Harry admitted he's devastated after losing a legal battle over security arrangements in the UK. Apparently, this is a dispute that reportedly poisoned his relationship with King Charles himself. The prince revealed the heartbreaking truth. The king won't speak to me because of this security stuff.
He won't speak to me because of this security stuff. But it would be nice to reconcile.
Despite the cold shoulder and months of public tension, Harry made it clear he was ready to drop the fight. There's no point continuing to fight anymore. Life is precious, he said, showing a softer, more vulnerable side amid years of royal wars and headlines. But don't expect a quick family reunion just yet. After a May 2025 court ruling that dashed his hopes for taxpayer-funded UK security, Harry confessed, "I can't see a world in which I would bring my wife and children back to the UK." He acknowledged so many disagreements have pushed the family apart, apart, but said he's now forgiven them. Buckingham Palace, for its part, remains firm, pointing out that these security issues have been examined repeatedly and meticulously by the courts. And it turns out it has always landed in the same place. No special treatment. After stepping back as a working royal in 2020 and relocating to the United States, Harry fought fiercely to overturn drastic cuts to his security detail. But the court ruled against him, and the prince didn't hold back in calling the outcome a good old-fashioned establishment stitch-up. He openly blamed the royal household for pulling strings behind the scenes to slash his protection. When asked if he'd asked King Charles to step in, Harry's answer was telling, "I never asked him to intervene. I asked him to step out of the way and let the experts do their jobs." The whole process, he said, revealed his worst fears about how he's been treated.
I've uncovered my worst fears. And to now know today, based on this judgment, that there was no legal framework.
A feeling of being deliberately sidelined and, worse, betrayed by the very institution he was born into. What's more, losing his automatic security isn't just a matter of inconvenience. It affects him every single day. It's so serious that Harry says he can only safely return to the UK if invited by the royal family, because only then would his security be guaranteed. In other words, without royal approval, homecoming is off the table. Prince Harry's battle over his security isn't just about him. It's about protecting Meghan and their children too. He revealed that the drastic security changes back in 2020 put the whole family at risk, and it was no accident. Harry believes those moves were a calculated risk, almost like a pressure tactic, hoping the danger would push them back to the UK on royal terms.
I don't think that anymore. Now I know that it was, security was used as leverage.
When that plan didn't work, he's left wondering, if not to force their return, then why hasn't anyone just tried to keep them safe? Harry's love for his homeland runs deep. He said he still loves the UK, despite what some people in that country have done. But the heartbreaking truth is, he feels robbed of the chance to show his children the place he calls home. That alone speaks volumes about the cost of these royal rifts. Now, after Prince Harry's emotional BBC interview, the drama didn't stop there. You see, Piers Morgan, the royal family's fiercest critic of the Sussexes, entered the chat. He blasted the Duke and Duchess on X with a fiery demand. The king must strip Harry and Meghan of their royal titles immediately. Morgan slammed the couple for never stopping their attacks on the monarchy, all while enriching themselves of their royal connections.
This is a delusional, treacherous, bitter little man who's completely lost touch with all reality, a multi-millionaire who's raked in a fortune by regularly abusing.
He called Harry the most contemptible public figure in the world, reminding everyone how the prince publicly criticized his family during some of their darkest moments. Piers' scathing posts piled on the pressure, telling Harry to shut up and branding him a pathetic little brat who faces nothing but contempt from the British public.
Surely in your quiet moments, when you're on your own and you're watching and reading this crap, you're just like, why don't the pair of you shut up? Just shut up.
Of course, once Piers gets involved, things often seem to escalate. Remember, Meghan and Harry previously sued the Mirror, where Morgan once held the editor's chair, over illegal phone hacking that dug into their private lives. The court ruled against Morgan in late 2023, awarding Harry over £140,000 in damages, exposing a messy history between the two camps. Now, with tensions at an all-time high, Piers Morgan's words add fuel to a blazing royal fire that shows no signs of cooling down. Just when you thought the royal drama was simmering down, Meghan Markle lit the burner all the way back up. In her glossy new Netflix cooking show, With Love, Meghan the Duchess didn't just serve up scones, she served a full-course reminder that she still sees herself as royalty. And Prince William? Sources say he's absolutely fuming. In what many are calling a sugar-coated power move, Meghan playfully corrected her guest Mindy Kaling on camera. "It's so funny you keep saying Meghan Markle. You know I'm Sussex now," she said.
It's so funny, too, that you keep saying Meghan Markle, you know I'm Sussex now. You have kids, and you go, no, I share my name with my children.
Yes.
And that feels so,
While the moment felt lighthearted to viewers behind royal gates, it allegedly hit like a thunderclap. According to insiders speaking to Radar, the Prince of Wales was irritated beyond belief by what he sees as Meghan's continued exploitation of her royal title, particularly after she and Harry promised Queen Elizabeth they'd stop using their HRH status for public or commercial gain.